Welcome to the first episode of Endorse or Remorse. I'm Meg, and I'm going to be sharing with you the things that I'm hoping will make my life easier and letting you know whether I endorse them or they gave me buyer's remorse. Additionally, I'll be posting follow-up videos of me putting these products to use so that you can see what all they involve and whether they'll fit into your lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my experience with HelloFresh and whether or not it's worth your hard-earned money. They come with the recipes stacked on top, but if they get stuck together or you don't want to keep track of the hard copies, they're available in a step-by-step format on the HelloFresh app. Most of the time, these show up in great condition, packed with ice, with the food still cold and ready to unpack into the fridge. I did have an experience one time where I got a box that was damaged and all the ice was melted and everything inside was bad. However, I did contact them on the HelloFresh app. They have a chat service that you can use for customer support, and it took less than 5 minutes to talk to them, tell them what happened, and have them credit my account. When I go grocery shopping for a meal, for a single meal, personally, it's really easy for me to spend 50 bucks on all the ingredients and having to buy them in bulk. A lot of that ends up going to waste. I don't use it later. It just goes in the trash. Let me know down in the comments how much you usually spend on groceries. I'm curious. With HelloFresh, you spend around $60 for 6 servings, which is 3 meals with 2 servings each, or you have an option to select 4 servings per meal. With this, nothing ends up going to waste. You have exactly the amount of food that you need, the exact amount of produce that you need, the exact amount of seasoning you need, and nothing goes in the trash. I already didn't like having to go to the grocery store before a global pandemic, but now I really don't. Instead of having to go through the trouble of going shopping and standing in line in a mask and having strangers potentially breathing COVID down your neck, it comes straight to your door with almost everything you need for a meal made with fresh ingredients, and nothing goes to waste. Planning meals, shopping lists, I'm too busy for all of that, and moreover, too tired for all of that. Planning shopping trips often turns into us getting a bunch of junk we don't need, forgetting something that we do need, or buying a bunch of frozen food that's easy to cook. I am always exhausted. And this takes a lot of the work out of actually making a meal with fresh, healthy ingredients. You just pull the bag out of the fridge, everything's in here, ready to go. You don't have to spend time digging everything out of the fridge and out of the pantry, looking for each individual ingredient. I will add that they don't include things like butter or oil in here, and you have to keep those things on deck. The list of items that you'll need to cook with, like a bowl, a pan, paper towels, anything that you're going to need in the way of salt and pepper, seasonings, whatever you're gonna need to cook, all of those things are listed on the recipe. You can either pull those out ahead of time, or I just tend to pull them out as I go and reuse dishes where I can. It makes it a little easier for me. When you select the recipes, which you can easily do in the HelloFresh app, it lets you know how much time each recipe is going to take to cook, and I tend to pick those ones that are 30 or 35 minutes, unless it's something especially delicious looking. Some recipes are even one-pan recipes to limit the number of dishes, although those aren't as common as I'd like to see them be. The ingredients usually come crisp and fresh, but every once in a while I'll get something that's a little meh, and I'll cut off the part that I don't want to use or just scrap that part of the recipe entirely. Before I got HelloFresh, I actually anticipated that the ingredients would be pre-prepped when they came. You do actually have to cut up all the produce yourself and do the slicing and dicing and all of that. This is something that I'd like to see as an improvement in the future, to have the ingredients shipped pre-prepped, onion cut up, stuff like that. But I'm not sure if it's possible because that might be something that contributes to them going bad faster. Let me know what kind of improvements you'd like to see out of your subscription box and whether this is something that maybe other companies do. The ingredients do have to be used quickly, like within a week max. And if you know you have something that goes bad quickly, like the green onions or the zucchini, I'd recommend grabbing them out of the brown paper bag where it can cause certain things to ripen faster, and just go ahead and stick them in the drawer in your fridge. They also kind of teach you to cook better. HelloFresh often has a little bit of a tip or trick in the upper right-hand corner of your recipe. They'll sometimes warn you not to burn things that are less forgiving. And seriously, when it says to watch it, watch it. It'll also tell you what ingredients have overwhelming flavors or are super spicy and to add those a little bit at a time to taste, things like that. Before I started my HelloFresh subscription, I had a decent amount of experience with cooking. I feel like my mom and my grandma did a pretty good job of teaching me the basics. However, since I've been using HelloFresh, I've learned a lot of new ways to cook things that I already knew how to cook and make them faster. For instance, you can speed up the process of cooking veggies and not have to have a bunch of pots out on the stove if you just throw them all on a pan and roast them in the oven. HelloFresh recipes are always packed with flavors that work together in a way that makes it taste like a restaurant quality meal. There's even some foods that I didn't like sweet potatoes, that I've learned to like since cooking with HelloFresh and using it with their ingredients. They also provide a selection of aromatic veggies with every meal that'll have They always give you a selection of aromatic veggies that have you excited and ready to eat before it's ever done, because you're smelling your kitchen full of these delicious smells. I love when John walks in and smells it in the air and says, "I'm ready to eat, is it done yet?" And I've been experimenting with things in the kitchen that I wouldn't necessarily have thought to do, like zesting a lime. That's something I had never done before in my HelloFresh subscription, and something that they have me do pretty often in their recipes. All in all, my experience with HelloFresh has been an overwhelmingly positive one. Even when things have gone wrong, their customer service and how quick they are to respond makes it worth your while. I've continued using HelloFresh for months now, when I didn't really think this was something that I'd be using for this long. And I do think it's well worth the money. Let me know down in the comments your experiences with HelloFresh and whether you feel the same way or not. I'm curious how you guys feel that other meal subscriptions compare to this one and to my experience with it. So let me know down in the comments. With not having to go grocery shopping, the amount of time and energy this has saved me, and the new ways that I've learned how to cook and put flavors together, I give this product a firm endorse. To find out what other products I endorse, or the ones that gave me remorse, be sure to subscribe and I'll show you the things that made my life easier and the ones that didn't. Let me know below in the comments what other products you'd like me to review, and I'll take a look at them and try my best. If you want to know more about HelloFresh, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get alerts, and I'll be posting some follow-up videos of me actually making these recipes so that you can see what they look like, how involved they are, and whether it's worth your time and money, and giving you some pointers on how to get the most out of your HelloFresh subscription. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Endorse or Remorse.